We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Van Holten, it is the Hot Mama hot and spicy pickle. One sassy pickle. Except there's actually one called Sassy Sis. And so there's about where the pickle is. We're right between my two thumbs. And this is a line of pickles that is just kind of, I'm kind of amazed this product exists actually. I mean, we've seen it everywhere, deli sections at grocery stores, seen it in truck stops. The idea of just grabbing a pickle in plastic with a bunch of vinegar in it and stuff. Interesting notion. So I've anyway seen this for a long time, been around quite a while. And it was suggested by someone who's seen the other hot pickle videos that I've done on this channel that I should do one of these. So anytime somebody suggests stuff, I will at least look into it. And this one, I wasn't planning on doing this because I thought it's like maybe cayenne or jalapeno or something like that. It's not. Some of the low-level stuff I'm not super interested in doing. For the hot sauce, for quite a while it was habanero or higher. And that isn't the case any longer since I've been making content, on the hot sauce side. But I've still tried to at least keep a little bit of that motif intact on the non-sauce content that I do. Other than, unless there's some other pressing reason to do it, like it's a fast food item or something like that, a lot of people would hopefully be interested in. Or might be wondering, how hot is it, that kind of thing. If it's something like just a jalapeno burger, I'm not going to do it. There's no real point in that, so that's why a lot of them are ghost pepper, there's a super spicy, whatever. So I try not to really do a lot of the low-level stuff, and I thought, okay, this is really commercial, it's been around forever. How hot could it be? And so I get to this, and this is what made me decide to do it. The oleoresin capsicum, and that is extract. Now, the extract is the big cheat, right? It's the easiest way that you can very rapidly induce heat into something. And maybe there's a lot in here. Maybe it's soaking into the pickle. The membrane of a cucumber allows it to absorb stuff, as we know from regular pickles. So I thought, all right, maybe it's actually hot. I don't know. But I thought, without really knowing, extract can go a wide array of ways. Sometimes it's pretty tame, and sometimes it's pretty blistering. This, I'm guessing, is going to be in between. And you can see there's it looks just like regular pickle juice here. And these, oh, wow, what does that smell? Oh, wow, well, it doesn't smell good. Let's see here. And these, are kind of expensive to buy the pickles this way, of course, but holy moly. Let me change the camera here so you guys can see this. Look at this gigantic thing. Wow. Nobody I knew would pickle stuff this absurdly monumentally large just whole. Like my grandma made pickles for quite a while. My mom did as well. They would always cut this into this could be even more than quarters probably actually. But they would cut it into at least quarters because they're not really usable like this. You know, if you're gonna cut it into most of the time they had it as size, and they might cut it into slices possibly to try to put it on a sandwich or something, but the idea was not to manipulate the pickles too much. Mostly they were size, eaten by themselves kind of a thing, and the spears were good because you could just dice those and just put those into potato salad. So, but this thing is gigantic. All right, let's. I guess we'll just get into it. Right away, I dislike this flavor. It tastes to me kind of like there's this medical equipment lab that I used to sometimes go to, you know, for jobs or whatever, or sometimes if I needed props for something I was filming in a different life, and the smell that was in the air is kind of like what this tastes like, and I think that might be the calcium chloride here. No heat as of yet, but the flavor of this is honestly not very good. It's not, I don't see powdered alum in here. It's not super puckery. It is, it reminds me a bit actually, if you go to Firehouse and you get their bucket of pickles, if you buy just the bucket itself after it's empty, that sort of smell that's in the bucket is kind of like what the flavor is here. No heat though, like at all, which is really, really interesting. I'm not going to drink this juice. Not because I'm worried it's hot, just because I'll be honest with you, it's one of the reasons I don't try to like do any of those weird League of Fire hot sauce challenges. I don't want to ingest that much vinegar at once. That seems like a really good way of fouling your stomach. I don't know how much is in here. So it says this is a 7-ounce pickle. I can't believe they did this. I mean, this is a weird approach to this, but there's got to be 2 or 2.5, 3 maybe fluid ounces of vinegar in there, and that's just like way more vinegar than I'd ever want to take at once. I almost have to eat this like the Joel Hansen, if you know who that is. He's a competitive eater. That guy takes just these incredibly massive bites. Reminds me a little bit of a snake unhinging his jaw. I don't know if I could take that big of a bite. I might try it, see how it goes. We'll try it. Try the patented Joel Hansen method here. Oh. I'd have to practice that. There's no heat in this. Quite sour, quite pickly. I don't love the flavor. I'd honestly probably not get this again. Oh! Oh! There is a very minor tongue tingling now after eating all this. You know what though? Peppers pickle up super nicely. We're seeing it a lot in cherry relishes, cherry pepper relishes. At the time I'm filming this, I have no idea when this is going to be posted, but at the time I'm filming this, Jersey Mike's just came out with one. Shake Shack's been toying around with that forever. Pickled peppers are fantastic. A lot of pickling back in those days, people would slice up jalapenos. That was the hottest we could get in that area. They'd slice those up. Sometimes they grow them themselves in their own gardens, and they'd be able to get a little bit more heat out of them. I think Johnny Scoville has noted that jalapenos in particular are one of the most wildly deviating peppers. You can get some that are closer to a bell, and you can get some that actually have a pretty respectable punch to them. But you could pickle up Fresnos. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do here. Using, I'm sure it's a cost thing, but using extract here, I don't know about. The skin on this is crispy. The pickle itself isn't. Pickle itself is a touch on the soggy side. You know, that was another thing that Vlasic really started, I think, more in the 80s, was to try to get these super, super crispy. You know, that was always kind of the, I don't know why it was the goal, but that was always kind of the goal, was to see if you could get the pickles as crispy as, like, literally a fresh pepper. Even though cucumbers themselves, you don't always start out with a lot of crisp. It's always fascinating to me, the stuff that gets trendy. I don't know why crispy pickles is so desirable, but the ends of these are a bit more so crispy. But these are, like, let's just pretend for a second that I know enough to be able to operate an OTR truck. If I buy one of these, you guys can see that. You can see that huge wet spot. If I buy one of these and I try to eat it in a truck, I'm wearing an ocean of vinegar. Even though there's a lot of vinegar left in here, I'm going to have to, I guess I could just dump it down the drain. I don't want to put it in the garbage like this. That'll probably not be a good idea. Okay, well, this was 18% of my sodium for the day. 0 calories. As a product, I think it's a novelty thing. I've gotten some of these before as gifts, like gag gifts or whatever for the holidays. I think it works well for that. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but I mean, I'd be pretty close, I think, to a jar of pickles. And this was one pickle. Flavor is not great. The heat is very, very minor. This is clearly marketing. There's no real heat to speak of here. I had hopes with the extract, and I'm not going to add, I decided not to add stuff to this. I did a little bit of a tingling. Sometimes you get that, if you eat something really salty, you get a little bit of that tingling on your tongue, or even sometimes something really citrusy. I kind of have that feeling. Actually, it doesn't really feel like mouth heat so much like capsaicin. It feels more like one of those other things. So heat wise, this is not challenging to anyone. I'm not even gonna give this a default one. I'm gonna give it as it's nothing. It's not hot, despite saying hot mama, despite having extract in it. This is foolishness. That's what this is. This is silliness. I guess the idea is you could eat the pickle and then drink the juice as sort of a, if you believe in the pickle hangover cure thing. If you're I guess it would help if you were hungover also, which I'm not. So, well, I mean, I hope the person suggesting this sees the video, I guess. I would not get this again. The flavor is not a very good pickle flavor for me. And the heat is non-existent. So, I mean, ultimately, I didn't not enjoy it while eating it, but there's no reason for me to ever get it again. And I guess I'll just leave it there. So, there it is. The Van Holten's Hot Mama Pickle. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.